In this lecture, we will discuss about clause 1 to 10 of the standard. Standard has total 10 clauses. Clause 1 to 3 is about scope, normative reference and terms and definition. Here, there is no major actionable from auditor's side. What is important for us is clause number 4 to clause number 10. It is advisable to remember these clauses in a sequence. I generally remember this with the abbreviation CLP SOP. So C here stands for context of the organization, L for leadership, P for planning, S for support, O for operations, second P is for performance evaluation, and last I is for improvement. Let us now briefly discuss what is the requirement of each of these clauses. So, clause number 4 is about context of the organization. It requires that organization need to identify the internal and external issues which can have impact on ISMS. Also to identify interested parties and their need and expectations with respect to information security. It also requires defining the scope of ISMS. In our subsequent lecture, we will discuss in detail what is the best way to audit this requirement. Clause number 5 is about leadership. It requires the top management to provide leadership and commitment to the information security management system. Establish an information security policy and ensure it is communicated within the organization. Assign roles and responsibilities for ISMS, ensuring that relevant staff are accountable for security management. We will discuss in detail how to audit the same in our subsequent lectures. Next clause is about planning. It requires that organization must identify and assess the risk to the information security and develop a risk treatment plan to address the identified risk. It says that establish measurable information security objectives that are aligned with ISMS policy and plan for changes that can affect the ISMS and identify opportunities for the improvement. Clause number 7 is about support. It requires that organization need to provide appropriate resources, knowledge and awareness necessary to operate the ISMS effectively. Clause number 8 is about operations. Operation focuses on execution of the plans and the processes needed to achieve the ISMS objective. It includes managing and implementing risk treatment plans, ensuring operational controls are in place to address the identified risk, and regularly reviewing and updating the processes to respond to changing risk. Clause number 9 is about performance evaluation. It requires that organizations must monitor, measure, analyze and evaluate the performance of the ISMS. It requires conducting internal audits to check the effectiveness of ISMS. Also, periodically review the ISMS through management reviews. We will discuss in detail how to audit this clause in our subsequent lecture. Clause number 10 is about improvement. It focuses on continuous improvement. So, organization must identify the non-conformities and take corrective action. Ensure that ISMS is continually improved to meet the evolving security needs and address the issues and ensure continual effectiveness through regular reviews and updates. So what I request you is to remember the term CLP SOP. This will help you while discussing the details about all these requirements in our subsequent lectures. That's all for this lecture. In our next lecture, we will discuss in detail about clause number 4. Thanks for watching.